JIN Cries, Jungkook kicked out of HYBE. ARMY also cries. What really happened? Shocking news has hit the South Korean entertainment world. Jungkook, the youngest member of BTS, is reportedly being kicked out of HYBE. Jin's tears, the group's oldest member, added to the dramatic atmosphere and made millions of ARMYs around the world join in the sadness. But a big question arises. What really happened that led to this extreme decision coming to the surface? The public's reaction was very fast. Hashtags related to Jungkook and HYBE immediately dominated social media, while fans debated fiercely between believing this news or rejecting it outright. For ARMY, BTS is not just a music group, but a large family that has accompanied them on their life journey. So the news about Jungkook's expulsion clearly shook emotions and triggered mass crying, as if they felt the same pain as the members. Unverified internal sources mentioned that there was tension behind the scenes between the agency and Jungkook. It was not explained in detail, but rumors circulated that differences in vision regarding career direction were one of the causes. Amidst this issue, JN, who is known to be very protective of the members, especially Jungkook, reportedly could not hold back his tears when he heard the news. His tears seemed to be a symbol of the feelings of the entire ARMY: loss, disappointment, and confusion. However, is Jungkook really being kicked out of HYBE? Or is this just a game of issues being used for a specific purpose? Many observers assess that news like this often appears when BTS's popularity is at the peak of attention. With a busy schedule, big contracts, and global attention, any issue related to BTS almost always shakes the entertainment industry, even the South Korean economy. HYBE itself is a giant company listed on the stock exchange, so every issue about BTS has the potential to shake market movements. Jin's tears became a spotlight in themselves. The public interpreted his tears as evidence of how strong the emotional bond is between the members. Since their debut, JN has been known as a young figure who always protects and supports his younger siblings, especially Jungkook, who joined BTS at a very young age. When news of being kicked out of the agency emerged, Jin's emotional reaction was immediately considered a validation that the event was real. But some parties actually assess that the tears could be related to other things, then misinterpreted by the public. Amidst this flood of news, ARMY is at a crossroads between refusing to believe and demanding an official explanation from HYBE. Social media is full of prayers, support, and calls to maintain the cohesiveness of the fandom. Many fans stated, if Jungkook really leaves, BTS is no longer the BTS we know. This expression illustrates how important Jungkook's position is in the hearts of fans, not only as an artist, but as a figure who grew up with them. HYBE has not yet given a firm statement that can calm the public. This ambiguity actually adds to the confusion of the situation. In the world of the entertainment industry, official communication is very influential on public perception. Without quick clarification, rumors will continue to spread wildly and potentially harm the good reputation of both the artist and the company. Entertainment industry observers assess that if Jungkook really leaves, the impact will be very large. BTS is HYBE's main asset, and the loss of one member, especially Jungkook, who has a very strong international fan base, will affect the company's stability. More than just business, this also concerns South Korea's image on the global stage, considering that BTS has so far been considered a cultural ambassador who has brought Hallyu to a level never before achieved. This issue also raises an important reflection. How fragile is the relationship between artists and agencies behind the glitter of global popularity? Fans often only see the glamorous side of the stage, but rarely know the internal tensions that can arise at any time. Is it true that the difference in vision between Jungkook and HYBE is sharp enough to lead to drastic decisions? Or is this just a communication strategy to create a wave of public attention? What is certain is that the moment when JN cried has been imprinted in the minds of many people. Those tears, regardless of their original context, have become a symbol of shared pain. ARMY also seems to be united in the same sadness, proving that BTS is not just a music group, but an emotional phenomenon that transcends the boundaries of industry logic. Now all eyes are on HYBE and BTS. Will the company immediately provide a firm clarification? Is Jungkook really leaving, or is he just a victim of rumors that are deliberately twisted? This question is still hanging, while millions of fans around the world continue to wait for an answer that can ease the tears of JN and ARMY.I in the end. This issue is not just about one artist or one company, but about the public's trust in the transparency of the entertainment industry. ARMY demands clarity, not just heart-wrenching rumors. Until there is an official statement, the news of Jungkook's expulsion from HYBE will remain a big mystery that haunts the Korean entertainment world. Reflection on the issue of Jungkook being kicked out of HYBE, fact or sensation? After the shocking news about Jungkook being kicked out of HYBE spread widely, now a much more important question arises. Is all of this really happening? Or is it just part of the construction of an issue that is deliberately played to attract public attention? Jin's tears, which became a symbol of suffering and pain, further made the public emotional. However, couldn't those tears be interpreted excessively or even misinterpreted? Are we, as viewers as well as consumers of information, being victims of a narrative game full of sensationalism? Let's take a breath for a moment and test the reality of this news. The information circulating regarding Jungkook's departure comes from various sources: video clips on TikTok, live streaming clips on YouTube, emotional tweets on Twitter, X, to short articles in several online media. However, aren't all these sources still partial and prone to being twisted according to the point of view that wants to be highlighted? Haven't we seen rumors about K-pop idols that eventually turned out to be untrue many times? If so, why are we immediately caught up in the same narrative that has not been proven at all this time? A fundamental question also arises. Would HYBE really take such a big step against Jungkook, the most popular BTS member globally? Is it logical for a company as big as HYBE to get rid of an asset worth billions of dollars just because of differences in vision? Or is this just part of a communication strategy to keep the public spotlight on BTS, even when their schedule is not as intense as it used to be? If that's the case, are we witnessing a drama that is deliberately designed to keep the public in emotional tension? Of course, ARMY cannot be blamed if they cry, get angry, or feel destroyed. For many fans, BTS is part of their personal lives, not just a music group. However, doesn't this mass crying actually prove how strong the power of a narrative is, even though there is no official confirmation? Isn't this the clearest proof that public emotions can be directed only with incomplete pieces of information? We also need to ask, has social media become the main stage for the birth of modern hoaxes? Isn't the speed of information now more prioritized than its truth? TikTok and Twitter, for example, often only show 15 to 30-second video clips. Then thousands of people immediately build long narratives on top of them. Isn't this very dangerous for public objectivity? Let's sharpen the reflection. What is the impact if it turns out that this news is not true? How do armies who have cried their hearts out, are angry at HYBE, even cursing the management, feel? Couldn't this create a gap of trust between fans and the company? Couldn't HYBE also suffer image damage for being considered not transparent, even though they may never have really made that decision? Then, if Jungkook really leaves HYBE, are we ready to accept that reality? Can BTS still be called BTS without the presence of their magne? Will ARMY still remain loyal to support this group, or will they feel betrayed by the entertainment industry system that only views artists as commodities? We deliberately ask these questions to test the public's emotional resilience in the face of big news that is full of controversy.